That Man and His Manga.
Hello and welcome to That Man. That is me merchandise, and today we are talking convention stories. Now, I have been to anime and non-anime conventions for quite some time, and I thought, you know what, I do have some interesting stories. Now, these aren't necessarily all going to be horror stories. In fact, compared to a lot of other people, my horror stories are probably significantly less than other people's. But these are certainly stories. Now, I'm not going to name any individuals, any particular individuals, and I'm going to try and keep things a little bit kind of vague, just to kind of keep people anonymous. But yeah, I've been going to conventions for about 7 to 8 years now, and I've seen some things, yeah. I've seen a convention being held in a gym where there was barely any light. I've seen conventions where they've been held in literally a gym, as in, you know, workout. I've seen some rather weird things happening in my time. So if you have your own convention horror story or your own fun convention story, leave it in the comments. I would love to know them, because if this is popular, I will consider doing more. Some of these are just some of my hand-picked ones. So for the first time, I thought I'd talk about voice actors. Now, most voice actors that I have seen, I have met in real life, they have been absolutely lovely. I have had a conversation, for example, with Monica Rial about Keijo. I've met Sonny Strait, who really liked the fact that I was into Lupin the Third. I've met Patrick Seitz. I've met Kyle Herbert. Kyle Herbert was absolutely lovely. This was a 2-day convention. He came on the Saturday, and he kind of hung out on the second day. The Saturday was more Kyle Herbert, while the Sunday was more Patrick Seitz. Kyle Herbert kind of hung out with us and just played 3DS. Yeah. What was out there? Was it Animal Crossing? I think it was Animal Crossing on the 3DS, and I believe Zelda: Link Between Worlds and Mario Kart and stuff like that. He just hung out. He was just like, oh yeah, I'm also into 3DS. This was when, was it Street Pass, I believe it was called, where you used to get like little puzzles and stuff like that, and you used to have them help out fight a dungeon. And yeah, he just hung out. He was absolutely lovely. I have met other voice actors who kind of have been a little bit more reserved, a little bit kind of just like, oh yeah, this is, yeah, that kind of thing. Thanks for your money. Next one. But to be honest, most voice actors have been absolutely lovely. So, voice actor stories. Not really much for myself. I think my biggest story for voice actors was when not even a voice actor, I actually met the creator of Full Metal Panic and Amagi Brilliant Park, and that was my happy time. That was probably the happiest person I was to meet someone. Like I said, Kyle Herbert and Patrick Seitz were absolutely lovely. And pretty much everyone's been lovely. So more of a weird story here. So this was at, I believe, YorkshireCon 2 or 3 years ago. They had J. Michael Tatum and his partner. J. Michael Tatum, as we all know, voices a lot of characters, and quite frankly, a lot of his questions were about his character in Attack on Titan and his character Sebastian in Black Butler. The best time was when somebody was just like, "What's happening with Spice and Wolf season 3?" And literally, it was just like, all you heard was like this little bit of a cheer go up, and it was just like through whoops and cheers. Me sitting there with my Spice and Wolf DVD Blu-ray that I was waiting to get signed. I was just like, yeah, someone's remembered Spice and Wolf. And he was just like, oh yeah, I get asked about Spice and Wolf a lot. And then he was just like, it's always nice to see people asking about Spice and Wolf. It seems to be one of those titles that kind of never goes away, which is brilliant. Just make a 3rd season, finish off the story. But there was one person who wasn't particularly happy with just asking random questions. Now, spoiler warning, and this is spoiler warning for Attack on Titan for a particular character. I'm going to leave this for a few moments. Somebody asked J. Michael Tatum, this was when season 3, I believe, had just started of Attack on Titan. I just went, so Mr. Tatum, what do you think about, spoiler warning, Erwin dying? Literally, that was the question. What do you think, spoiler warning, Erwin dying? This was before Erwin... I mean, I'm not really into Attack on Titan. This was before. This has happened in the manga. This hadn't even been filmed in... They hadn't even recorded the lines for that in dub. Or obviously even sub, because obviously this is the way they have the... It comes out straight away. And Tatum was just like... You could just hear, literally, the silence. The extreme silence, and everyone's just like... mutters, somebody's gonna get the freaking head kicked in here. Oh God, just stop talking. Tatum's just like, this hasn't happened yet. I didn't know this was happening to my character. And their response was, well, I did say spoilers. And he's just like, you left a second between saying spoilers and then telling me my character was going to die. And then it was just the whole kind of, everyone was just like, oh my God, pretend we didn't see them. And then it was just like, well, I did say spoilers. And it's been happening in the manga for a long time. And it's like, we don't actually read the manga. We don't have the time to read every single series that we're in. But the fact that there was just like the fact that they just completely spoiled the character of Attack on Titan and then got their backup and was like, well, I did say spoilers. I did tell you that there was going to be a spoiler in this question that I'm asking to you, and it's this hall of about 200 people while the series is ongoing, you know. Oh God. And yeah, this is one of the things, is to say, when you meet voice actors, whenever they have a panel, you hear the same questions. Can I be a voice actor? How do I be a voice actor? Do I have to live in America to be a voice actor? Funimation's like, no, anyone can be a voice actor. We don't take anybody outside of Texas though. It's just kind of like, yeah, it's just... these same questions over and over again. You just see them, it's like, can I be a voice actor? How would I be a voice actor? I wish I had a microphone. I'm just holding nothing here. Can I be a voice actor? But yeah, you see it every single time. Every single convention. Every single time a voice actor is in a panel. How would I go about being a voice actor? How would I write a script for an anime? Can you read my manga? And then it was like, oh, yeah, just practice. Every single time, yeah, just practice. This is why it's like when people say, oh, well, it's going to cost £60 to meet Monica Rial, or it's going to cost £60 to meet this person. I'm just like, I'll do it for free. I'll tell you that your dreams of being a voice actor, it's probably not going to happen. But just keep trying and move to Texas. It always makes us laugh though. It's like you just see the same question and you say, no matter who it is, no matter who is talking, it's the same question, it's the same answer. I know Sonny Strait actually does do an online thing as well, which he was very good in kind of getting that promoted as well, and it was just like, oh yeah, this is kind of, yeah, brilliant. So yeah, it was just one of those things. I was just like, I love that question every single time. Can I be a voice actor? How would I go about being it? But the other one is, this is another weird story, because this is like, just shows you how disconnected some fans are to reality. So if you are going to go to an anime convention, you're going to meet somebody, the first thing you do, the unwritten law is, you don't ask where you can pirate their stuff. Yeah. So Patrick cites Newcastle Con, I believe. This was 6 or 7 years ago. This was when I was getting back into anime. This was like, it was like my second or third convention. I think this is when I met a lot of my convention friends. And I was just sitting there, I cosplayed Yoichi Hiruma from Eye Shield or something like that. I was just sitting there just listening to the talk, and you just like, so, have any of you seen Tiger and Bunny? And I was just like, no, I've heard of it. He's like, has anyone heard of it? It's like, oh yeah, me. And he's like, oh, I thought it was quite popular. Some person sat behind me. Could you give us a link on where to pirate it, please? So he just ignores it. And he starts talking about it. I think it was Frankie. Yeah, this is one of the questions. The questions was, how do you feel about voicing Frankie in One Piece dub? And obviously this site was obviously picked well before Frankie was even in the actual dub itself. He was originally cast into the role for the One Piece Unlimited Adventure Wii game, which didn't come out in the UK, but that was when he was put into the series, and he was explaining it. And he was just like, I was like, One Piece doesn't seem to be quite as popular over in the West as it is in the East, but we do seem to have a lot of dedicated fans. The person behind, I tried watching it, but it's the site I was watching it on got taken down for illegal stuff. Do you have any links on where I can watch it? And there was another scene, I think it was like Fairy Tail, because a lot of these things, like a lot of these conventions, you get questions about Fairy Tail, Black Clover, My Hero Academia, Black Butler, Ouran High School Host Club, the usual suspects. Fairy Tail, he plays Laxus. Do you have any links? Can you give us some DVDs? Or can you tell us where I can watch it for free? And Sides just goes, you do realise you're talking to the voice actor. It's quite rude to actually ask for someone to give them the titles for free. You can watch it on Funimation or you can watch it on Crunchyroll. I don't agree with paying for anime. And everyone's just like, oh god. So the final one, and this isn't... yeah, it's still quite funny. So back at the same Yorkshire Con with Tatum, they had his partner Brandon Mcinnis. Now Brandon Mcinnis is more of an up-and-coming voice actor. He voices Sir Night Eye in My Hero Academia, and he voices Gen in Dr. Stone. The other one he voiced, which was the one that we kind of were more aware of, was Ida Guy in Golden Kamuy. So, those of you who know who Ida Guy is, he's... well, yeah. So, we were noticing all of the questions were going towards Tatum, because obviously he voices Sebastian, so everybody wants to know about Sebastian in Black Butler. So we were just like, we may sit next to him and just like, I'll ask him about Ida Guy. So they just went, so this is a question for Brandon. What do you think of playing as Ida Guy in Golden Kamuy? And what's your favourite outfit for him? And Brandon McInnes is just like, looks across the crowd, all these young weeblets, young people wanting to know about Attack on Titan and Black Butler. And he's just like, well, how do I explain Ida Guy? And he was just like, he started doing impressions. Obviously had to explain what Ida Guy was. Obviously a person who skins people, a taxidermist who uses the skins of humans and wears them as, has their own fashion show. And they had to explain Ida Guy to the entire crowd, and then he was just like, well, I think I like the elephant one the best. And this is just one of these weird things. It's just like all these things where obviously someone's just spoiled Attack on Titan and millions upon millions of, can I be a voice actor? Or do you think Sebastian likes Grell? Questions and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden it's just like, what's your favourite murderer costume? I don't know why, that just stuck with me that for a long time. I thought that was absolutely brilliant. But if you did enjoy this, let me know, because I've got plenty more stories, especially ones when it comes to like MCMs, where it's a mishmash of anime and DC and Marvel and Star Wars stuff. I've got stories about them normies and the anime fans, because yeah, MCM is it's just weird. But thanks for coming, and thanks again for staying. If you did enjoy this, like I said, leave a like, consider subscribing, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.